Thomas here again. I am here to show you today once again another polyplastic build. This particular one is going to be a wedding present to one of my cousins. Her husband's a big LSU fan and wants a drumming LSU mascot next to his groom cake. I guess that's the thing to do now. I didn't particularly go to LSU, so it's not like I'm a diehard LSU. So I made sure to wear my alma mater shirt there so I could support as I did somebody else's. So follow along with me. It's very similar to the one where I made the parrot. I'm going to use similar techniques, but I'm probably going to detail it a little bit more and clear coat the end because I'm going to paint it and I don't want it to come off. So follow me as we build. Here are a list of things that you're going to need. Molded a couple of circles and then glued them together. This one, the shape's a little bit harder to mimic. My glue came out. Awesome. So it'll be similar to that. The only difference is I'm going to go in a lot more detail. I just kind of rushed and threw together that parrot. This is going to be for a wedding on display. I'm going to take my time and make it real nice. You won't see every minute of the build because that would be like a probably 8-hour video, which I don't think you can do on YouTube. So it's going to be shortened up. I'll give you the bits and pieces and rundowns as I'm doing different steps, and then I'll just cut to the finished part of each step. I think that would make it easier. Alright, so LSU is the Tigers. So I am compacting this foil into the shape of a tiger head. Do I know the exact dimensions? No, I'm just feeling around. I do know that a tiger has a snout, so it's going to have a little thing sticking off. Something like that. I know. I just kind of did it together really quickly, and it actually looks pretty good like a tiger. I mean, you can even make out, I just pushed in for the mouth. You can even make out the mouth. So this will be the head structure. I'm going to continue building up. I'll build the body, I'll build the arms, probably separate, and glue them on right before I attach the plastic, or maybe even build the arm up and then attach the plastic, because it'll stick a little bit better. So armature first. Use cardboard for rigidity, use paper to fill gaps, use foil to compact it, plus polyplastic sticks really well to this foil. I've done it in previous builds. You have to be careful when you're pushing it in though, because it will give you odd lumps. Once again, the animal will be in our favor because tigers have fur. I can kind of hide the imperfections by scratching on some fur details and painting it and making it look like it was on purpose that is all lumpy, so it'll work out. So the next thing you're going to see is the armature built, the exact way I just did this, and we're going to be putting plastic on it. Okay? So, magic. I've heated up 3/4 of a cup of polyplastic. I realize that's a lot in one sitting there, but we got to cover a lot of space. Shaking off the water that is squirting. And then I simply flatten it out like so, and I'm going to piece him together. So we're going to start with the head, and all I'm doing is getting coverage. Like I said with the parrot build, I don't really care about the detail at the moment. I am simply trying to get plastic on there, because I can then go back and add more plastic over the top of it and shape him, make him look better. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I am just trying to push in enough to cover his head. We'll go back and work on the arms and legs. I'll have to reheat it because it's already starting to cool down. It's a benefit and a hindrance sometimes. Like sometimes you want it to just be hot a little longer, but it doesn't always work that way. So you kind of just have to roll with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of rolling with it. I'm spinning this guy all around. Now you see why I put a lot of hot glue on him, because I am abusing the mess out of him at the moment. You also will notice a bunch of fingerprints on it as you are sculpting. Remember, don't worry about that. We go to the final to do the detail. One, this tiger's going to have a bunch of that all over, so it's not that big a deal. But two, we can easily heat it up. Use the water technique where you put water on your finger, rub it around, and then it smooths out those fingerprints. Okay, this is already hardened, so now the next time you see it, I will have covered the base. All right, got it covered in plastic now. Not really much detail to it. I just kind of closed off the seams where I had to add material. This took about, I would say maybe 2 cups or so, maybe a little more, maybe 2.5 cups of polyplastic colored. Now it's time to detail. You may notice I got some food here. In case you don't know what that is, that's boudin. For you Texas folk, that would be bodine. Yeah, if you look in the spelling, you'll understand. I'm going to use this as kind of some creative inspiration to get into my Louisiana heritage, because I am a Texas boy at heart, but I spent a good bit of my childhood in Louisiana with my relatives. I'm going to drink my Louisiana tea, only kind of tea I drink. And I got it super sweet, like a Southerner's love. And I'm going to use this to inspire me to finish that. So cue the Cajun music. That's not Cajun music. Cue the real one. Zydeco. Hit it now. There we go. Now I'm getting inspired. Getting inspired. It's going to be finished. So I'm going to come back after I finish eating my boudin and put some detail on here and wrap this video up. So what I'm going to do now is heat up every area and then go back and use my blade that I made in the previous build. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch that video. I show you how to make tools like this. Super easy using the scraps left over. So I got a few scraps from this. I may be able to make another tool. So basically I'm just going to heat this up. And on the jersey, I'm going to push a bunch of a bunch of dots, because jersey have that jersey material. And then on the fur, I'm just going to make quick scratch marks to make it simulate like there's actual tufts of fur. So I'll do it real quick so you can see, and then I will go off camera and do it myself, by myself. Start up here at the top. And this is a really this kind of pulls it all together, kind of blends your mistakes. But all you're going to do is heat it up just a little bit, maybe a little more than that, and go in and drag. Like you can kind of see by the shine. I'm going to go in and make all this look like fur. And then when I go in with my paint, I'm going to wash it in some darker color, and that darker color is going to set in all those crevices I'm making and make it really, really detailed. So I'm going to go through and do about a bazillion of these. It'll probably take an hour or two to put all the detail in it, and then I will come back. and show you before I start painting So if you look, yeah, there you go. I'm going to put that all over the entire thing, and I'll do it with all of the parts, including the jersey. The jersey will get holes instead of drag marks. So we are very close to finished. The only thing left after this will be paint, and I'm just going to do a couple of simple washes over the top of it to get in those crevices that I'm creating now, so that it picks up all those details and makes it look super, super, I'm not going to say realistic, but looks like I spent a lot of time on it if I was trying to paint it just straight out. Okay, let's zoom in there. I pretty much did it over the entire guy. If you look really close at the jersey, I used a fork. Come on, focus. I used a fork and just sat there and poked at it, so it left all these little tiny holes to make it look like jersey. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very quick wash over parts of it. I've got some orange and I've got some black, and I'm just going to kind of mix it on this paper plate with a little bit of water and brush it all over the crevices and then wipe most of it off. I'm just trying to get down into all these little recesses that I made, and this paint will pick up all those little details, and then I'll take a dry piece of paper towel and wipe it off, the majority of it, and it'll just have what's left in those deep sections. So let's do it real quick with this orange. Like I said, the MASCOT, the pictures I've all looked at have been, they look really orange. It doesn't really look like a yellow tiger, but I guess tigers are kind of that way. There's a bunch of different colors in them. I guess that kind of works to my advantage too, because when I was mixing the polyplastic, I didn't perfectly match the colors because I had to make more yellow, and I just made sure that this would kind of fix my mistake, I guess, and the stripes that I have to paint on it after it all dries. So all I'm going to do is paint over everything like so, really push it into those cracks. Like I said, all I did was wet down just plain old acrylic paint. Nothing fancy. I don't know that oil would really mix well with this, so I wouldn't recommend trying to do this with oil. I mean, I guess it might, but it kind of seems like a shiny surface like plastic would not be conducive to oil. I'm going to have to clear coat this after I get done so the paint that does go in the crevices will stay in there. Okay, so now he has an orange leg. I'm going to take my dry paper towel and just wipe off all the excess, and you will notice it picks up just in those cracks, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to do this to the whole thing, including black on the jersey, and paint the stripes for the tiger, and then I'll be done. Alright, here we have the end result. It is all painted up. Got LSU on the front. Got Johnny's last name on the back. You got their initials on the right hand side there, or left hand side there. You have the date of their wedding. Caitlin and Johnny, congratulations. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I can't wait till the actual wedding and get to see you guys make your commitment. This is another build using polyplastic. It's made using a piece of cardboard a package paper, then wrapped in foil, then wrapped in polyplastic, and then painted. Roughly took about 7 hours from start to finish, with a lunch break in there. So not too bad as far as how long it took and the end result. Don't forget to go to polyplastic.com. Check out all the materials and things that you can purchase on there. You got pellets and silicone gels and all kinds of coloring things that you can put in it, and hopefully you've learned something from this and you will try and make something creative using the same technique. I hope you enjoy the video, and most importantly of all, I hope you have fun making stuff. Peace out.